Hello and welcome to Ruckosaurus Rex, the channel where we discuss all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals. How are you guys doing? We are back, and we are back with round 3 of life as a Tyrannosaur. No, seriously, it is round 3 though. PNSO, done it again. Third in a row, a Tyrannosaur. This time, number 73, we have Cole, the Daspletosaurus. And I'm very happy about that. I'm so glad that PNSO is doing it this way. I know some people, probably a lot of people, disagree with me. They want diversity, and I'm not mad. I would be happy with that too. But when you have a list, you know what I'm saying, a checkoff list of certain species, and this goes for all of the subgroups, the groupings of dinosaurs. We all have, even from our, even our least favorite species of dinosaurs or groupings of dinosaurs, we have a list of what we would like to see. And I think this is a cool way of running through lists. The rumor is that we're going to get 2 more Tyrannosaurs before it's all said and done. That'll take up the numbers 71 and 72. We already we got through 70. That was Canis the Lythronax that we did previously, and now we're at 73 for the Daspletosaurus, aka Cole, and I'm here for it. Anyway, what we have going on here is you see the box, the packaging. You've got the digital render of the model, the Daspletosaurus there on the front there. The top, we have another image of the Daspletosaurus. Then around the other side, same thing. And then on the one of the other sides, you see what we got going on there. Another image of the Daspletosaurus, and of course the PNSO logo. So that is what we got going on with the packaging. As far as the accessories go, as always, when it comes to the bipedal dinos, PNSO equips us with stands so we can keep them standing upright, because even though they usually out of the box stand well on their own, over time they will warp, especially during the summertime, which we are in the midst of right now. So trust and believe your bipedal dinosaurs will begin to warp, tip, and fall. Also typical of PNSO, all of their species come equipped with informational booklets. This is no different. You see Cole the Daspletosaurus right there, and of course you get info, you get illustrations of the model, which I have not gotten to, still trying to find one, but you see what we got going on there. I'll find an illustration at some point. Wow, still missing out here. Still missing out here. All these pages. There we go. Finally have one. There's a look at the skull there. That's a very good photo. Can't front. Let's see if I can look up and get another one. There we go. We've got some more feet, forelimbs, and there you go. I'm not going to push my luck and go for 3. Finally, we get the poster, also typical. And I guess what's going on these days is we just get illustrations of the model of the species in question. I preferred it when we got true art, even if it wasn't of the species that the poster came with. But all this is it's just the model with a nice backdrop. And the backdrop is great. I like the planes there. This is definitely totally different from what I've got as the thumbnail. And now, time for the main event. Take a look at Cole, the Daspletosaurus itself. And this is another lovely offering by PNSO. Looking great there. This is a very striped guy right here. I love the pose. PNSO's been killing it with the poses, showing the bipedal dinosaurs lifting a leg off of the ground to make them look a bit more active, which is great. This is just like a subtle step. The Daspletosaurus, if I recall, had a much wider gait, like it was more lively, which is cool. We don't want them all to look the same, but they look very different in terms of their poses. And I think that's a great thing. This is a very nice looking figure. Let's take a closer look at it. And two demerits for me because I called it a figure. Anyway, the first thing we'll do is our measurement. And Daspletosaurus was estimated to be about 30 feet long. So let's see how close to that in terms of 1/35 scale inches we're talking about here. So from snout to tip of tail, this guy is about 10.5 inches long. You do your calculations. We already did our calculations with the Lithonex because the Lithonex was the same exact length. So that means that this is representative of an animal that's just over 30 feet long, about 30.5 feet long. So that's right there in the 1/35 scale. And this has been estimated to be 30 feet long, unlike the Lithonex, who was estimated to be about 26. But admittedly, that's going off of, we only have one specimen, and it's fragmentary at best of a Lithonex. So it's quite possible that they grew a little bit larger. So it is what it is. As far as our Daspletosaurus, though, is concerned, what we have is a representative of a 30-foot animal that's looking absolutely gorgeous to me anyway. Look at that snout there. It's the Daspletosaurus is one of the Tyrannosaurs that very closely resembles a Tyrannosaurus Rex. When you look at it, give you a frontal view there, and so you can peep that binocular vision. I tell you, you guys already know that Tyrannosaurs are my favorite grouping of dinosaurs. So please forgive the fawning. It's just how it is. And if we get an Albertosaurus and a Gorgosaurus, you may as well just dig in because the fawning will continue. So just deal. Be here for it. Ride with me. Anyway, going back to profile, taking a look there, that snout is looking good. You see the you see all of the scoots and the crest going on there. The snout there. He's got the crest going above the eyes. Pretty nice. I tell you, you know, this is all characteristic of Tyrannosaurus. Pretty cool. You know that PNSO doesn't believe in lips, so you see the teeth hanging out of the mouth. Speaking of the teeth, as always with their carnivores, their predators, we have the articulated jaw, and that's no different here. Mine's is kind of tight, which I think is cool. I want mine to be tight because when they're loose, then you can't close the mouth, and then that really sucks. But we're good here. So you see the mouth is open there, and you've got that nice, get it in here so you guys can see, the nice wet look in the mouth. Looking up top, as always, the attention to detail. You can see the ridges at the top, the roof of the mouth. And of course, we've got, oh wow, I just went out of focus there. Let's see if I can get us back in. There we go. I'm keeping that in there, y'all. Real live time there. Sometimes things like this are going to happen. So looking up, you can see the nasal passageway. So the attention to detail and to realism is still consistent with PNSO. And then you have the teeth, both top and bottom. Pretty cool. Got the nice wet looking tongue. Very nice. Now in terms of coloration, yes, PNSO is still back on there. All things brown thing, but at least we've got the nice striping, and it's like a tan type of brown, and then it gets a little bit more into a beige color as you go down, and then the striping is a darker brown, starting right there at the neck. You've got 4 rings going on both sides there. It's pretty cool, and if you look, you can see that the line work is of the striping. See, I look right there at this side here, the left side, and try to lock in your mind, record in your mind's eye the way how they look. Then I turn to the other side, and they're different. So they're asymmetrical, which is great because no two things are identical when it comes to nature. So I like that. Looking at the leg, well, let's go with the forelimbs first. You've got some forelimbs. Forelimbs for Daspletosaurus is for a Tyrannosaur is relatively long. He's got the two fingered claws there. They're painted black, looking pretty nice. Then you've got the hind limb. And you see that on the Daspletosaurus that the legs are kind of long. So that's indicative of that this animal, for a large carnivore, and at 30 feet, it is considered a large carnivore. It was relatively fast. This was a quick animal, so that's kind of terrifying to think of, that it can run you down. And then looking at the feet, you've got the scoots going down the feet there, and you've got the nice claws on that left leg there. Of course, the skin work there, the folds, is great. Going down the tail, nice long tail, tapering. The striping tapers all the way down, does the same thing right down the middle, and then drapes over both sides. Turning over, then coming back, you got all of that. And then that right limb, hind limb, you see it lifted off the ground. You see the toes are barely off the ground. You can see that it's launching off with this foot right here. Got the nice dew claws going on, pretty nice. Looking on the underside, the underbelly, we've got the cloaca right there, so that's cool. Got the wrinkles in the scalation, very smooth type of scalation. Wrinkles on that neck, pretty nice. Then, of course, there's that head again. And, yeah, I'll close the mouth so you can see that look. Gotta love it. Now for some Tyrannosaur comparisons. We are starting off with our recently reviewed Lythronax there. And you see that the Lythronax, they're the same length, but Lythronax is a bit chunky. I didn't even mention that about how lightly built the Daspletosaurus is. Some people had taken issue with it, thinking that it was, produced by PNSO too thin. But if you look up Daspletosaurus, it was a lightly built Tyrannosaur. It almost looks like it's a juvenile. You know what I'm saying? An adolescent, I should say. Tyrannosaurus Rex. When you look at the long legs, and the snout is kind of narrow, and this actually, I think, if the forelimbs were a little bit smaller, it could pass for an adolescent Tyrannosaurus Rex, because it's shaped that with the long legs, the lightly built, it doesn't have the gut and anything like that, and the snout is a little bit longer. As they grew older and larger, the snout got a little bit more, blunt, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the legs filled out and got, the body actually got bigger, so it enveloped the leg muscles and stuff, so the legs ended up, looking smaller. Also, as they were growing, I think what ends up happening is the hip portion, or thigh, if you will, of the hind limb, the bones probably grew a little bit bigger and caught up to this portion right there, and that's what led to an adult Tyrannosaurus Rex to not really be that quick on its feet. But it's just speculation on my part. Anyway, there it is, Daspletosaurus and Lythronax. And here we have Revenge of the Tiptoers. We've got the Zoochentyrannus, and as you see, he's also lightly stepping, only his left foot is stepping forward lightly, whereas our Daspletosaurus on its right foot is lightly stepping off. And you see the differences there. Zoochentyrannus is considered, if Daspletosaurus is considered a large carnivore, then our Zoochentyrannus has got to be considered, what will we classify when they get this large? Anything over 35 feet. What, gigantic, I guess? Yeah, super predator. There you go. Just call it a super predator. And Zoocheng definitely comes in at that, as it's just slightly smaller than the likes of Tarbosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex itself. And speaking of, here's Big Daddy himself. We've got Cameron, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you see the size differences there. So yeah, Daspletosaurus was considered a large carnivore. Look at the T-Rex. Wow. So in conclusion, PNSO's Cole, the Daspletosaurus, very nice addition to the PNSO lineup and to the Tyrannosaur family in particular. It is, once again, pretty, very nice figure, very accurate. A lot of people were taken aback by the light build, but like I said, if you did your research, you would know that Daspletosaurs were lightly built. Especially in comparison to Gorgosaurus and Albertosaurus, who they all existed at some point at the same time, and in very, believe it or not, close proximity to one another. Anyway, as far as Daspletosaurus goes, as far as this Daspletosaurus goes, the even though we're playing the brown game again, the coloration looks great with the striping. I'm loving it. I love the pose, definitely. And once again, for those that are, they just, they're going to do their own thing, this could technically pass for a sub-adult or an adolescent Tyrannosaurus Rex with the longer legs, the light build, and the narrow snout. Yes, I think it could pass for it if you wanted to play the family game. So, yeah, do with as you will. This is a great, I want to say figure, great model, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. I'm hoping that we do get that Albertosaurus and that Gorgosaurus to fill in the 71st and 72nd slot. But we'll see. We will see. And, yeah, I think that'll do it. Please like the video, share, and subscribe. Leave comments below. And thank you guys for rocking with me. This was number 3 in our Tyrannosaur trek, and hopefully it won't end. Not like how this video will. See you later, guys.